Chào mừng quý vị quay trở lại với phần cuối cùng của chương trình Tôi Việt Nam ngày hôm nay và tiếp tục cuộc trò chuyện cùng với ông Curtis Peterson, là giám đốc các sáng kiến chiến lược của Trung tâm hỗ trợ khởi nghiệp Pears thuộc Đại học Tel Aviv của đất nước Israel, một đất nước nổi tiếng với nhiều thành tựu về khoa học trong lĩnh vực nông nghiệp và những bài học dành cho Việt Nam trong chương trình ngày hôm nay.
Do you know any specific names or group of investors or organizations that are willing to invest into social businesses from Israel or around the world?
There are a lot of impact investors all over the world at this point who are looking at social businesses as an investment recipient. Probably the most famous at this point would either be Acumen Fund or Sir Ronald Cohen's Bridges Ventures. Acumen is very focused on developing country emerging market settings, although they are active in the United States. Bridges Ventures is also investing in social businesses, but they started in the UK. Those are just two of them, and there are many. What's exciting about this is that we're seeing a lot of growing interest and excitement in this field. And with that is coming capital. What we're still seeing, I think, is that government still needs to play a role, meaning that even with this increase of available capital from investors, most startups will still probably need some capital prior to them being investment ready.
Mm-hmm. So from your opinions, do you think that in an emerging market like Vietnam, for entrepreneurs doing social business, you would have a better chance of success than doing high-tech or any kind of other forms of technology? Because an emerging market.
You know, I don't know the answer to that. What I can tell people is that, you know, Israel also has very strong connections to the Kenyan ecosystem in sub-Saharan Africa. And we recently had a delegation from a Kenyan accelerator incubator called iHub come to Tel Aviv. They wanted to learn more about the Israeli startup ecosystem. And, you know, we sort of had this similar question, which is that if I'm a very, you know, smart, well-educated man or woman living in Kenya, in Nairobi, do I want to have a social business or do I want to create the next Facebook? Okay?
Yeah.
And you know, people fall on different sides of that. Some people, they want to generate profit. They want to make money. That's okay. That's okay. Some people, they really want to make a difference. Some people really want to solve a problem that they see, or they want to make people's lives better. And the way that they want to do that is through business as a tool. What I would say in terms of the Vietnam ecosystem and people here, I would say that people should be driven and motivated by the problems that they want to solve as entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I keep going back to, because that, I think, is that's what's necessary for an entrepreneur to be successful, is that they love that problem and they're so excited by solving it because it's a puzzle to them. And maybe the problem that they fall in love with doesn't have a social component. That's okay, right? But my hope would be that the problems that they do fall in love with do have a social component. Those still may have a high-tech solution. They still may have the possibility of making a lot of money. You know, we talked about the base of the pyramid market segment. Okay, that's a marketing segment that globally represents $5 trillion of purchasing power. And when we look at where the population of the world is growing, it's growing in emerging markets. A big part of our work at the Pears program is trying to encourage entrepreneurs to think of social business as an opportunity for them. What I find with a lot of people is that, you know, we tend to see people living in poverty or people with a lower income as recipients of aid. We don't think of them as consumers or as customers or as clients, but they are, in fact.
That's a good point.
You know, and it's actually a quite large consumer base. And so what is exciting about social business is, yes, it's a great business opportunity. It's a great opportunity to get into that market, right? To sort of look at this neglected market. You know, if you want to compete and be the next Amazon, great, but you've got a lot of competition. If you're a Vietnamese entrepreneur and you come up with a great solution that benefits smallholder farmers or rural farmers,
and not just farmer, we can talk about like in general, a lot of people in the base of pyramid.
Yes, it's not just agriculture. There's a lot of opportunity there. And what's exciting about that is that opportunity is only going to grow in the coming years.
So between Israel and Vietnam, is there any possibility of cooperations or any kind of interaction, exchange information between the two countries in terms of entrepreneurs and startups in the future?
Yes. There's lots of opportunity for continued collaboration and exchange between Israel and Vietnam. We have at the Pears program, we've, for example, brought delegations in the past from other countries to come learn about the Israeli ecosystem. There's a really exciting opportunity coming up in April called the Agrathon.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yes, that's going to be, I think what's exciting about that is that everyone has read Startup Nation. They're very excited about this. The Agrathon is going to be an opportunity for people to come and participate in Israeli innovation and entrepreneurship. Sure. So people from Vietnam can come. We're focused specifically on the agriculture sector because it's in coordination with the Agritech conference. Yeah. It's an opportunity to come and join a team of international people, many of whom are Israeli, and look at some problems and challenges within the agriculture sector and start sort of thinking of what solutions to that may look like. That's a great opportunity. There's also the Israel-Asia Center, which is based in Jerusalem. It's run by a lovely woman named Rebecca Zeffert, and they also bring a lot of delegations from this region to Israel to meet Israeli businesses or to have tours of the Israeli startup ecosystem. There's a lot of opportunity.
Thank you so much for your information.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Những chia sẻ vừa rồi của ông Curtis Peterson, giám đốc các sáng kiến chiến lược thuộc Đại học Tel Aviv, Trung tâm hỗ trợ khởi nghiệp Pears đến từ đất nước Israel, cũng đã khép lại chương trình Tôi về Việt Nam ngày hôm nay. Một lần nữa cảm ơn quý vị và các bạn đã quan tâm theo dõi. Nội dung này sẽ được phát sóng lại trên website FBNC-Vn hoặc là facebook.com/Tôi về Việt Nam. Thân ái chào tạm biệt và hẹn gặp lại quý vị trong những chương trình lần sau.